This week on Weekly News, we'll take a look at problems involving the Pontotoc County Jail.
We'll also take a look at the latest controversy concerning cloning.
All this and more coming up on Weekly News.
From the campus of East Central University, welcome to the Weekly News with David Emmons, Jennifer McMahan-Curliss, Jeremy Stout with sports, and Shonda Holmes, serving East Central, Ada, and the surrounding community. Recorded live from ECU Studios, this is the Weekly News.
Hello, I'm David Emmons.
And I'm Jennifer McMahan-Curliss. Welcome to this edition of Weekly News.
The Pontotoc County Jail is exceeding maximum capacity by more than half. Currently, there are 63 inmates, but Sheriff Pete Peterson says the facility is only meant to house 41. Pontotoc County Sheriff's Secretary Connie Smith says it costs about $50,000 a year to run the jail. The most outstanding expense is the bill for feeding inmates, which is about $42,000 a year. The county pays the majority of the bill, but there aren't enough funds. Smith says the Community Sentencing Service Program is one way the county can supplement expenses. Through the program, the county is paid by the state to house prisoners who have been convicted of no more than 2 felonies. However, Smith says income from CSSP can vary substantially from month to month. Some months there are no state prisoners, which means no supplemental income for the county jail. Ammon Reich's preliminary hearing was held last week at Pontotoc County Courthouse. I was able to attend this hearing as it unfolded.
Tensions were high last Tuesday as a trial date was set for Kanawha man Ammon Dean Reich. Reich will be tried on a first-degree murder charge and 32 counts of assault and battery with a deadly weapon. District Judge Tom Landreth will preside over the trial, which will be held on June 14th. Landreth says security will be increased greatly during the trial. Bail was amended to allow Reich to leave the county to go to the scene of the incident and to his attorney's office in Oklahoma City. District Attorney Chris Ross says that the bail of $125,000 is ridiculously low for a crime of this magnitude. No further comment could be made since a gag order was placed on this case. For the Weekly News, I'm David Emmons.
Road construction on Ada's main street has been in progress since late October. This has some people asking, what is taking so long for the street to be completed? Chamber of Commerce's Carleen Hill says working on the infrastructure is as important as the road construction itself. This keeps the city from having to do extra work later. Along with this extra work, the Rudy construction crew is also turning the asphalt road into concrete and erecting a new streetlight. City Hall Public Information Officer Mark Bratcher says construction should be complete sometime this summer.
More road construction is in the works for Ada. Lonnie Abbott Industrial Boulevard will soon be 4-lane from the West North Hills entrance to the Walmart entrance. Hopefully, this will help alleviate traffic congestion in the area. The project is currently in the design phase with no exact construction dates set. However, Ada City Hall Public Information Officer Mark Bratcher says this is a priority and believes work will begin this year. Fire insurance rates may soon change for those in the Ada area. Tory McGee has details.
I'm standing in front of the Pontotoc Technology Center, where they've just announced that they will be building a new fire training facility.
This decision was made after Oklahoma State University gave the Technology Center a perfect rating on its evaluation.
We're looking forward to it. We hope to have the first phase completed by the fall of 2005, this coming August, and have training going on.
The new facility will be 5 stories tall. It will include everything needed for commercial and residential training. With this facility located in Ada, insurance rates will be reduced for local residents and business owners. Ada's fire department is also looking forward to the new fire training center.
It's going to be great. I mean, it's going to be a definite help to us. What we're needing here are training level for our hazmat technicians. This is going to be a big boom, but not only just in the hazmat area, all the fire department relations with all of our different levels of training. This will be a win-win situation for us.
The more training we get and the sharper we stay, the better it is for everyone else that they're the victim.
After construction is complete, the Pontotoc Technology Center will post an opening for a full-time coordinator who will be responsible for scheduling all the fire training.
Reporting for the Weekly News, I'm Tory McGee.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. 78% of all child abductions are carried out by a family member. Currently in Oklahoma, there are 47 missing children. 17 of those cases have been reported in the past 2 years. To help find these missing children or to further advance your case of a missing child, contact the Polly Klaas Foundation at 1-800-587-4357. Polly Klaas is dedicated to helping families with missing loved ones.
Coming up, we'll take a look at East Central University's Veterans Upward Bound program. Please stay with us.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. It takes a man to be a dad.
East Central University President Dr. Bill S. Cole announced his decision to retire after the 2005-2006 school year to the Board of Regents of Oklahoma Colleges on February 18th. Dr. Cole began his term as ECU president in the fall semester of 1989. During his 15 years as the head administrator for the university, Dr. Cole helped improve the ECU campus and educational facilities through many construction programs and brought ECU into the competitive NCAA Division II athletics program. In 1996, Dr. Cole was inducted into the Oklahoma Higher Education Hall of Fame for his achievements at East Central University. According to a press release from East Central University, Dr. Cole stated his announcement would give the Board of Regents time to search for his successor to the ECU presidency.
East Central University offers an alternative to pricey internet access with free on-campus wireless internet. The wireless system was installed in the summer of 2003. Wireless internet is available campus-wide except in Fenton Hall, Kerr Center, and married student housing. In order to use the wireless access point, student must register with the Computer Help Desk in Danley Hall. Computers must be outfitted with updated virus protection and adware recognition software. Sharing and downloading music, internet gaming, pornography, and unauthorized transfers of funds are prohibited. Network Administrator Dave Henley says there are no plans to expand the wireless coverage area. For more information, contact the Computer Help Desk at 332-588-4.
East Central University's Veterans Upward Bound program helps veterans obtain an education. Here is Shonda Holmes to tell us more about this program.
In years past, men and women left their education behind to defend our country. Upon their return, many veterans wish to finish their education and for some, a secondary education. Veterans Upward Bound program at East Central University is a federally funded grant program provided by the United States Department of Education. This program gives veterans a chance to complete their education and pursue their goals.
But the focus is to help them bring their academic skills up, brush up on things, do a little remediation. Maybe they had trouble with math when they were in high school. But to make sure their academic skills are such that they could go on to college or vocational school, something beyond high school. Of course, if they have not obtained their high school, they haven't graduated, then we do help them with the GED testing. We want to prepare them for the tests that they're going to be taking, entrance exams, things like that. So our main focus is the academic side.
Programs like Veterans Upward Bound enables those who have served the United States on the battlefield to further serve their country in the classroom. Reporting for Weekly News, I'm Shonda Holmes.
When essays and research papers have you down, you can turn to the East Central University Writing Center. Located in room 101 Danley Hall, the center has every tool a student needs to get their desired score. Tutors, study sections, and 44 computers adorn the lab, all available to any enrolled ECU student. For those who need help after hours, consultants provide email responses of questions, critiques, and any other worry a student may have regarding a paper. For more information on the Writing Center, call 580-310-5312.
Call a Ride is a nonprofit transport service the citizens of Ada can depend on to get where they need to go. Lacey Jade Scott explores Call a Ride's roots and how the service can help the community.
Call a Ride.
Call a Ride came to the area in 1974. The service is still going strong and has expanded to become more convenient for Ada citizens. Director Dana Laxton says Colorado transports people to work, medical appointments, or even to the shopping center.
In 1983, the Americans Disability Act was approved, and the government said that they were going to supply public transit systems with money to transport the disabled, and in order to receive those monies, you had to also be open to the public and transport seniors too. So that's when we became a nonprofit corporation and opened up to the public.
There are a couple of options in using the Colorado service. One is to call in, and the other is to know the stops the buses make. Ms. Laxton says Colorado has a lot of regular riders.
We keep an unduplicated list, and right now that's up at around 6,000, which means that's 6,000 individuals since in the last 2 years that have at least ridden Colorado once. And of those 6,000, I'm going to say about 4,000 of them are regulars.
Call the headquarters at 580-332-7950 to schedule a ride. Reporting for Weekly News, this is Lacey Jade Scott.
Coming up in sports, we'll take a look at the ECU men's basketball season finale. Please stay with us.
Hey, hey, amigo. Hey, I asked you for whole wheat bread. El Guido.
Sorry for the confusion.
You know, that's the problem with these people. If you want to serve Americans, you got to learn to speak the language. You know what I'm saying?
No, sir. I don't.
Imagine the power of one voice. Click freedomcenter.org to find yours.
Jeremy, with basketball ending its season last week, what can we look forward to in the upcoming weeks in sports?
We have a lot to look forward to. Tennis and golf both get out their rackets in club, and high school baseball get ready for their 2005 seasons. High school basketball is drawing to an end. Before long, baseball will be in full swing. The Rolfe High School baseball team will host the first 2 games at home. The Tigers will host Colbert on March the 8th. The home team will take the field at 4:30 and settle in for 2 7-inning bouts. Rolfe will have Sulphur over for a visit on March the 10th for a doubleheader. The first pitch will be thrown at 4 o'clock. The Lida High School baseball team will open the 2005 season on March the 12th. The Panthers will play in the Henrietta Festival. Game times will be announced. East Central University baseball team hosted the Eastern New Mexico Greyhounds in a doubleheader on February 25th and 26th. In Game 1, the Tiger pitcher, Corey Hall, was throwing a no-hitter through 5 innings, but suffered yet another hard-luck loss after the Greyhounds overcame a 2-0 deficit and scored 4 unearned runs in the top of the 6th. The Tigers lost the game 7-3. The luck would come rolling back on the Tigers' side as they won Game 2 8-2. David Henley got the win for the Tigers, giving up 2 runs, both earned, off of 8 hits with 3 walks and 7 strikeouts. On Saturday, the Tigers got off to an early start. Senior first baseman Jason Pinnell homered twice and drove home 5 runs as East Central University Tigers hammered Eastern New Mexico 16-7. However, the Tigers' hits would run dry as ECU ended up losing Game 2 of the doubleheader 3-0. Recent steroid controversy in Major League Baseball has caused a major uproar in the sports world. Micah Groves takes a look at the ECU baseball team and their policies on steroid abuse.
The use of steroids in Major League Baseball has become a major issue. The league recently implemented new policies on player testing, which calls for longer bans and loss of pay for those testing positive. We caught up with ECU head baseball coach Robbins to discuss ECU's policies on steroid abuse.
Here, what they'll do is the NCAA will do a random drug test, and they'll test, and they'll get a hold of our compliance officer. They will randomly pick, 3, maybe 4 guys at the max. Then they will get a hold of me. Then I will get a hold of the players. The players will meet at that morning at 6 a.m. If they're not there, they're ineligible for a complete year. But they will do a urine test, and they will test for them with that. And then if we as coaches decide that we want to go ahead and test, then we get with our trainers and do that test too, and they do a random test with that. So that's kind of our policy. We've never had a problem with that here.
Graduate assistant Patrick Gay believes steroids are not a problem at ECU.
Of course, here at East Central, we don't condone steroid use at all. We take a lot of pride in our weight conditioning program. We don't believe that our players need any assistance with steroid use. Like I said, we take care of them in the weight room. They work hard. We get strong, running, lifting weights every day. We keep a close eye on them. So steroid use here at East Central, I don't believe is a problem at all as far as the baseball program is concerned.
For Weekly News, this is Micah Groves.
The East Central University men's basketball team ended their season on Saturday, February 26th. The Tigers welcomed the Northeastern Oklahoma State University Redmond to the Kerr Activity Center. East Central led it by as many as 10 points in the first half, enjoying a stellar performance from the free throw line, where the Tigers were 21 of 22 for the game. East Central jumped out to a 12-point lead early in the second half, but the Redmond would answer. Northeastern Shiloh Shores scored a game-high 30 points, while the Redmond came from behind to beat the Tigers 85-79. Brandon Hawkins led the Tigers with 25 points. Since 1969, Special Olympics has helped people with mental retardation to shine. This organization is now a worldwide effort with the goal of providing sports activities for these individuals. The organization is designed for ages 8 years old all the way up to adults. This area of the Oklahoma Special Olympics is called Fun Country. Fun Country has activities such as basketball, track and field, powerlifting, and bowling. Director Dennis Story says the training schedule is up to the individual coach of each event, but it is recommended that the athletes train for at least 9 weeks prior to the games. The 6th annual country bowling fundraiser will be held on Sunday, April 3rd at Ada Bowling Center. This fundraiser will help fund Special Olympics activities for this year. This spring Special Olympic Games will be held April the 6th at Paws Valley. For more information about the fundraiser or Special Olympics in general, contact Dennis Story at 580-310-6734. Coming up, Shonda will take a look at the Angel Food Project. Please stay with us.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. It takes a man to be a dad.
The creator of the famous clone dolly sheep was recently granted a license to clone humans. Professor Ian Wilnett of the Roslin Institute in Edinburgh was given a license by Britain's Fertilization and Embryology Authority. Wilnett will be doing the human cloning as an attempt to treat motor neuron disease. This is the second license of its type to be granted since Britain legalized research cloning in 2001. East Central science professor Dr. Charles Biles said human cloning is a dangerous avenue for researchers to tread down, even though cloning research may reveal many positive opportunities. The high cost of food impacts many families. A local church is participating in a program to help local families. Coy Cypert tells us more.
I'm standing in front of the Ada Church of the Nazarene, where as you can see, people are hard at work on the Angel Food Drive. This is the 3rd month for this event to take place.
The process of Angel Food is everybody qualifies, nobody's turned away. As long as you have $25 with cash, food stamps, or money orders, anyone can place an order with no limit of quantity. So it's a ministry that's more than just a food ministry. It's to save money on groceries, and everybody benefits from that.
Most boxes contain $60 to $70 worth of food, and people pay $25 for it.
We had over 1,000 orders this month, and so we are just loading food as fast as the cars come in here. It's kind of slowed down, but we're just loading them up as fast as we can get them here without them having to get out of their cars, making it as easy for them as we can.
The process starts with ordering. We started taking orders today for the March menu. March the 7th will be the cutoff, and everything we have ordered by then will get called in to the home office in Good Hope, Georgia. And then a week from the following Saturday is when we'll have distribution here at the church. Volunteers go in, and we have what we call boxers, and then we have sliders, and the slider just simply moves a box along the assembly line. You get 1 or 2 of every unit, whatever the menu requires that month. And we put on carts, and our cart staff out in the parking lot to take their tickets and verify their order and give them the product. They don't even have to get out of their car.
If we were just trying to help people from our own church pantry, we'd maybe be able to afford to help half a dozen families a month. And this way, we're able to help several hundred.
We had over 750 cars come through the parking lot this morning. And so that's a logistical challenge, but we've done it without hardly any backing up of the traffic.
Right now, everything's winding down after a long day's work. As you can see, this is a growing ministry that supports the community in many ways. Reporting for the Weekly News, I'm Coy Cypert.
Next month's orders for the Angel Food Project should be placed at the Ada Church of the Nazarene at 315 West 33rd Street by March 7th at 3 o'clock p.m. Distribution day will be Saturday, March 19th between 9 and 11 a.m. Food orders must be picked up during this time because any leftover food will be dispersed at local charities. For further information about the Angel Food Project, call the church office at 332-5857 or contact the Angel Food Regional Office at www.lhm.net. Renovations at Paws allows people adopting the pet a chance to bond with their new best friend, Clay Wesley reports.
The Pontotoc Animal Welfare Society's newly remodeled room is, well, the cat's meow. Paws director, Shannon Harris, says the cat condo is a huge success.
This has been a really good room. I've really enjoyed watching the people through the glass to where we can come by and watch to see how they do with the children, and the kids are having a ball. Like I said, we have the toys, we have the treats. It's quiet. It's not with the other noise to where the dogs can concentrate on the people and the people to concentrate on the animal.
Paws provides a temporary home for these abandoned animals. Harris and the other 3 Paws staff members work hard to find suitable permanent homes for their furry friends, and providing proper medical treatment is part of that process.
There are some that we have chosen to take to the veterinarians to have fixed. I have one here, a police officer brought in Friday, a broken leg, and we took it down to Ada Vet Clinic, and now it is back at the shelter with cast. In about 6 weeks, it'll be up for adoption.
All cats and dogs are vaccinated and tested for heartworms before being placed for adoption. Harris says cats are tested for other more severe ailments as well.
The cats are tested for feline anemia, feline FIV, which are untreatable if they do have it. That's why we do test for it. And then after that, we do vaccinate them, deworm them, put them up for adoption.
Adopting a healthy pet from Paws is relatively inexpensive, says Harris.
The price ranges on the dogs are $45 adoption fee with a $30 surgery deposit. Cats are a $25 adoption fee with a $30 surgery deposit. The surgery deposit is refunded after we spay and neuter them.
For more information on Paws or to make a donation, call 332-5233. Reporting for the Weekly News, this is Clay Wesley.
According to a recent study from the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention, the average life expectancy in the U.S. has risen to a record high. The average life expectancy is now 77.6 years. It would mean a person born this year would expect to live until 2082. Women, on the average, still live longer than men, with 80.1 years for women versus men 70.4.8 years. Recently, past state question 711 is expected to have a positive effect on Oklahoma. The act is expected to provide 50,000 new jobs for Oklahomans and change the entire educational system. Any state-funded educational facility will receive money from the State Tribal Gaming Act. According to the Chickasaw Enterprise employee Jarrod Morse, the Chickasaw Nation expects $71 million will be raised for the school citizens by placing gambling machines at horse tracks across the state. Tribal casinos will also host tournament-style blackjack and poker. Coming up, we'll take a look at chronic fatigue syndrome. Stay with us.
With the fast pace of the modern world, many people regularly complain of fatigue. For some, chronic fatigue is a real disease. Chronic fatigue syndrome, also known as CFS, affects up to 265 people per 100,000 of the entire population. CFS can affect anyone, but it is more prevalent in women, with 59% of all diagnosed cases being female. There is no known direct cause of CFS, which makes treating the disease hard. The National Center for Infectious Diseases states in order to be diagnosed with CFS, all other possible causes must be ruled out. A combination of symptoms including impaired concentration, sore throat, tender lymph nodes, muscle pain, multi-joint pain, headache, or unrefreshing sleep must chronically exist for 6 months or longer. Because there is no direct cause for chronic fatigue syndrome, treatment is based more on therapeutic relief of the symptoms instead of on the actual disease. When it comes to child care services, parents want only the best for their children. Our own Amy Hughes has tips on how to choose the perfect place for your child's home away from home.
Parenting can be an especially trying experience. From changing diapers to wiping noses to bedtime stories, children are the apple of their parents' eye. However, when it comes to someone else changing your child's diaper, things become very cut and dry.
I think the most important thing in the daycare is making sure that you have a safe and playful environment for the kids, and whatever makes them happy.
He likes to be around a lot of people. He's not shy. He will go to anyone. And I think that being at daycare has helped, because you see kids who don't go to daycare and they won't leave their mother's side or their father's side. They just stick to them, and they don't interact with other children or other people.
To help improve child care centers, Oklahoma adopted Reach for the Stars, a program designed to encourage daycares to have the best facilities possible. Beginning at 1 star, it is each center's goal to reach 3 stars, which is the top possible ranking.
I think that's a good thing, because then you'll know beforehand what kind of daycare you're going into. You know, the more stars, the better. So that kind of gives you an idea of how good they'll be.
However, parents should take notice. Just because a daycare boasts a 3-star ranking does not mean their facility is necessarily a flawless establishment.
Even though they may have high star ratings, that doesn't mean that their daycare facility is as perfect as they make it up.
In the end, it is up to the parent to decide where their child belongs. To help the selection process, parents should investigate the center, ask other parents' opinions, or sit in with their child for a day at the child care center. The most important aspect is to give the child a safe place to stay, a place where they can feel at home.
Making a difference in the child's life. Most of the kids don't see their parents all day, and they look to see you every day, because they don't get to see their parents all day until after 5. And by the time they get home, it's time to eat and go to bed. And you're all some of the kids have.
This is Amy Hughes reporting for Weekly News.
Many ECU students are going away for spring break and leaving homes unattended. To ensure that homes are not burglarized, students should make the home appear occupied, cut off mail and newspaper delivery, or have someone pick these items up. Leave the lights on and don't allow the answering machine message to reveal absence. Also, 3 out of 4 locksmiths advise the sledge lock is ideal for home security because it is very difficult to pick. On February 25th, the first ever Tiger Idol was crowned. The event started with 11 participants and ended on the 25th with just 1. Melissa Byers of Roff was named East Central's Tiger Idol. She sang Sheryl Crow's first cut is the deepest to narrowly edge out the competition. The event proved to be very successful and is planned to be repeated next year. That's all for this edition of Weekly News.
Thanks for watching.
The Weekly News is produced by mass communication students in the Communication Department at East Central University. Weekly News serves the East Central University campus. Opinions expressed are not necessarily those of East Central University or the service provider.